The big myth about preparing, lads. It's just who you want.
The S&C's gone completely out.
Hopefully they're not watching. 2 hours clipping a fry out way forward.
When I moved up into the first team, was training with some of the best players in the world, and in my opinion at the time, the best goalkeeper in the world was Petr Čech.
Yeah.
He was someone that I got to work with a lot and closely. Similar frame to me, and I just. Yeah, he was an incredible mentor really for me to kind of learn off, and was fortunate enough, like I say, to work with him. Do you want to tell him how your first tee shot went or not?
How did it go?
You don't want to mention it.
Well, if you give me a mulligan, then it went really well. Yeah.
I had no idea like how on earth you get up as quick as you do for big men. It's like unbelievable because you're so far that like he had no technique whatsoever.
To be fair, Gaffer once Sam, take your time. I'm like, he's got 8 seconds, Gaffer. Oh yeah.
Like Cookie, the Carlisle goal last year with Cookie, I could have kissed him all night long. Vividly remember my watch like on a regular basis that week, basically telling me to like stop. It's just like stop doing what you're doing, like go to bed.
Welcome to episode 2 of Bring On the Bantams, the official Bradford City AFC podcast, brought to you by our official UK betting partner, SBK. My name's Darren. Thanks very much for joining us once again. And today we are joined by 2 men who've tasted promotion with the Bantams last season. First, current number 1 between the posts, Sam Walker, and alongside him, the best value goalkeeper of all time. It is the former City favourite and now goalkeeping coach, Colin Doyle. Hi guys, how you doing?
Very well, thank you.
How are we?
You're never going to live that down, are you?
I know.
I know. It's one of those things that's always going to be with you, isn't it?
I'm sure you'll ask me later on, won't you?
I'm just checking my notes. Yes,
definitely.
It will be in there. It will be in there at some point. We asked Nick and James on the last episode of the podcast, which you've listened to.
Yes, I have, yeah.
So your thoughts?
Good reviews. I thought it was very good. Nicely done. It can only go downhill from there with us two.
Well, we've got the Goalkeepers Union on now, so this is important, I think, really.
Serious business.
Do you listen to podcasts regularly? Obviously, you're a big fan, like and subscribe.
Yeah, I spend a bit of time in the car, so I'm podcasts big on them. Enjoyed that last week. Plenty of cricket podcasts, political every now and then, just whatever takes my fancy, really.
All right, okay, yeah. That's good. What about yourself, Colin?
I used to when I was travelling to Scotland quite a bit, but now that I'm around the corner, I tend to stick to talk sport, to be honest.
Right, okay.
Just short journeys helps out now.
So what sort of podcast would you listen to normally?
I was a bit talk sport back in the day. Do you know, like the story? What's the stories ones? The
conspiracy theory type ones.
No, the like
audiobooks
and stuff like that. And then didn't mind Jimmy Bullard. So Jimmy Bullard and Crouchy. Was it Crouchy? Bullard, Crouchy. Sorry, the funny ones.
First of all, you've grown close, obviously, working together day after day. You built an excellent relationship between each other. But we're going to test how well you really know each other, first of all, okay? Now, you've both had spells on loan during your careers. Can you each name 3 teams your counterpart spent time with? We'll come to you, Sam, first of all. Name 3 teams.
So I know one of them was Killy.
Okay.
Because I went to Killy after you.
Yeah.
I think you were only on loan at Kilmarnock, weren't you?
Yes.
Were you ever permanent? No.
Well, I was.
Well, obviously when you
player
coach.
And
then early on, I think Millwall.
Yeah. You had to think about that one for a second there.
There's something about you getting called back from that when you didn't. I think you wanted to say you got called back or something.
Yeah, I got called back from for a game. I think it was against Man U.
Yeah.
To sit on the bench against Man U for a cup game or something like that. So.
Right. Okay. So we've got Kilmarnock. We've got Millwall. Can you go for the third one?
And I should have read the notes that Sam sent me.
He sent you some prep.
He sent me some prep. Forest, was that on there? Yeah.
Well played.
Well played.
I'm
Look
under
at
pressure.
that. That's brilliant. You are under pressure.
I've had a few as well. I had
3
a
for
good
3.
few early on.
Good for you early on, yeah.
Did.
Okay, Colin.
I remember one.
Okay.
Wimbledon.
Wimbledon is correct.
Correct, yeah.
Because you were on a Glyn, right? Was it Glyn?
I worked with Glyn for a bit, yeah.
Glyn, so I knew that one. Was Colchester permanent or was it a loan? I'm going to go Colchester.
Colchester United is correct.
Two loans.
Right.
2 loans at Colchester.
2 loans and then a perm, yeah.
2 loans
And
and
then
a perm.
who's the last one? Yeah, Blackpool.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a club we both played for.
Look at that.
Was Banksy?
Banksy was there. It was an emergency loan over Christmas. I played 2 games for them. And so 2 penalties in 2 games.
Same as well. Did you? Yeah.
Wow. There you go. See, you
Yeah.
both.
There you go,
That's
yeah.
good knowledge
Cheers,
straight
Sam.
out the bat. Well
That's
done.
good prep, Sam. Thanks,
Yeah,
mate.
well done, Sam. Well done. So, did you know each other before Bradford City? Was it Kilmarnock? Did you meet there?
Yeah.
Yeah. We brought Sam in as a goalkeeper. I did a player role for a year. Like when I come back here, I did so I was number 3 at the time and brought Sam and another lad, Zach, in. So that's how we started building a relationship and started to work together.
So, what was your first impression of Colin when you met him?
I can remember signing. Obviously, Kilmarnock was quite a big move for me because I'd only ever played in England. Moved the family up, and I think I was a few weeks into pre-season. I think you'd done a few weeks already.
Played a couple of cup games, didn't we?
Yeah,
Because the cup starts before the league up there, so we had a couple of cup games.
Yeah, and then just obviously I realised because Doyle, I think you played the season before, didn't you?
Yeah.
So I wasn't really. I sort of went in there thinking I wasn't really sure how the dynamic would work because obviously Doyle has played, then he's come away to coaching, the signed 2 goalkeepers. But yeah, we sort of hit it off straight away. We got straight on the head tennis. Old v young, didn't we? Didn't lose all season.
Yeah. Still unbeaten.
Still unbeaten. So yeah, and to be fair, it was only that season because you left at the back of that season, didn't you? But we got promoted out of the league in that season. But I must have done something all right in training because I barely kicked the ball for Kilmarnock in that season. So I came in later in the pre-season. He saw something, yeah. Because I came in late in the pre-season and I think Zach Hemming, who's at Chesterfield now, he'd had a few more weeks and started the season. And then, to be fair, just kicked on and did brilliantly, didn't he? He was superb.
We originally signed Sam as our number 1 in Kilmarnock, but as he said, young lad Zach Hemming, who we brought in from Borough at the time, he done so well in pre-season and the games leading up before Sam come in, it was hard to get him out really. Potentially, because he was so young, we thought, he'll have a wobble at some stage in the season and how we reacted from it, but he didn't, to be fair. So we kept him in, and Sam played a few cup games.
Yeah, a few cup games, yeah. I came on for a very cold 20 minutes on Boxing Day at Hamilton, I can remember that.
We got promoted, we won the league, and obviously I come back and moved to Bradford then, and you stayed on and actually played virtually the whole season.
Yeah, I played the following. It was like a role reversal almost. I played the following year when we went up to the to the SPL
and done well, and then obviously kept in contact from there, and we needed a keeper, so could have materialised in the summer, couldn't it?
Yeah, we spoke that the summer. I think Harry had a good year the year before, and the playoff year, and there was a bit of interest, so we spoke, kept in contact over that summer, and then obviously Harry's move never really materialised, but when it did in the January, it was a phone call I was very happy to receive.
And what was it like playing up in Scotland? You say that was the first time, and moving your family up. I suppose we talked with Nick last time, and he sort of predominantly stayed in the northwest, and James had a few little suzerains down south. But that's a big old trek to take your family, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'm from the south of England. I grew up in Kent, in Hertfordshire now. So going up, it was very much out of our comfort zone. But we had our kids were 2.5 and 6 months old at the time, I think, something like that.
Right.
So we thought before school it was a good age for us to go and experience something completely different, really. We lived in Glasgow, and we had sort of city living, which was different for us. I absolutely loved it. We had 2 years up there and really, really enjoyed it. I say to lads now, I recommend anyone, if they get the opportunity to go up there and experience it, particularly the Scottish Premier League. There's some great games, brilliant stadiums to play in. Obviously, you get to play the Old Firm 6 times minimum, playing 3 times each, and then the Hearts. Obviously, you play for Hearts, but Hearts, Hibs, Aberdeen, those games are brilliant as well. So I really, really enjoyed my time up there. Loved it.
Yeah. What about yourself? Did you enjoy it north of the border?
Yeah, it was the same. I actually travelled for a year before I moved the family up because they were settled in Bradford from a previous time here, and got an extra year's contract up there, and the travelling was a long way.
So how often were you staying up there during the week?
Yeah,
or
so
what were you doing?
I used to go up on a Monday, come back on a Tuesday. Wednesdays was predominantly our days off, and then I go back up like Thursday morning and come back after a game on a Saturday. So it was a lot of travelling, but you got used to it. Body got used to it, but it wasn't ideal. So the family moved up after a year because I got an extra year's contract, and lovely part of the world. Because I originally went to Hearts, as Sam said, and then went on to Kilmarnock back my last year. So it was like something like the Hearts Hibs derby, which was fantastic atmosphere to play in, and as Sam said, the Old Firm team, Celtic and Rangers were big games. So it's a league that if anyone wanted to do it, it's definitely one I'd recommend.
Yeah,
really as well. We're both big golfers, so the big
really
benefit of playing in Scotland for any.
Well, you got some pretty famous courses.
Yeah,
there,
for any golf playing footballers, I would recommend it even more because the golf up there is top level.
Well, yeah. Did you play St Andrews?
I haven't.
I have.
You have.
Have you?
I actually played it when I was at Blackpool. We were in pre-season.
Right.
And played it once while I was up there as well, but there's loads in there.
Played a few of them, yeah. We were lucky at Kilmarnock. We have Rory McKenzie's still there. He's easily the best golf player, footballer that I've ever played with. He's a phenomenal golfer.
Really?
He grew up in Troon and is a member at Royal Troon. So that was nice access, and was lucky enough to play that a few times, and that was definitely a perk of being a Kilmarnock.
We were playing with staff. We had a game the night before.
Right.
I can't remember who we were playing. So Tommy Wright was the manager, and Paul Stevenson. We were supposed to play with him because he gets you on for like a tenner.
Yeah, it's cheap.
It's ridiculous, like the price. It's about £10 to play. We're playing a cup game. About 5 minutes into the game, he sits down in the middle of the pitch. I wasn't thinking about football. I couldn't care about football, but I was thinking, oh no, golf tomorrow. Playing Troon tomorrow.
He's not
so
lying either. I can see, I'm on the bench. I can see all the staff doing it.
No, we're playing Troon tomorrow. We can't get on. So yeah, he pulled his hammy, he had to come off. So
I'm pretty sure the manager after, one of the first things he said to him, are we still alright for the morning?
So to be fair to him, he got one of his mates to take us on. So we still managed to play it.
Do you want to tell him how your first tee shot went or not?
No, how did it go?
You don't want to mention it.
Well, if you give me a mulligan, then it went really well. Yeah, so I topped it off the first into the long grass, couldn't find it, so I put my ball down again and then boomed it, chipped on and put it. So if it was a mulligan, it was a birdie, but you don't really get mulligans there. So.
No.
Yeah, still half the hole.
Yeah, take it.
Did quite a few of the Bradford City squad play at the moment?
We've got a good golf contingent this year.
Really?
I think I don't know if it was part of the recruitment policy, but we've signed a few golfers. Obviously, you had Powley on; he's a golfer.
Yeah.
Stephen Humphries, Will Swan, Tommy Lee's a very good golfer. He's the golfer, the best golfer at the club.
Really?
Plays off a low single figure, 2, 3.
2, 3.
Whoa.
We've got a few single figures. We're just about hanging on for single figures, aren't we?
Just about.
Is it down single figures?
Yeah, we're down there. And then you got Aidan Baldwin plays, Brad plays, Joe Wright plays. Yeah, there's a few.
There's quite a few.
Yeah,
isn't
yeah,
it?
it's good.
Yeah,
it's
there
good.
is, yeah.
It sort of works with training, doesn't it? Though you sort of like you finish training and then straight out to the course.
Yeah, I think it's one of the pastimes that obviously footballers have been known for a long time. Obviously, you train and you do all the right things up until sort of 2-3 o'clock. You're away, and then particularly in the summer months, you get good opportunity to maybe get out, get 9 holes, 18 holes with a buggy, that kind of thing. But yeah, it's good. It's nice to play with the lads as well, you know. Sometimes when you're at training, it's nice to get out and get on the golf course, and you find out different bits about people and that sort of thing. So yeah, we've got a good golf contingent this year.
Who's the bandit?
Who's the bandit? Anyone, you've got lads that like Aidan's and Brad's are off sort of 18s, 20s, that kind of figure.
Yeah.
So you're always wary of those guys because if they have good days, then they can really come in and be streets ahead. I actually, the first time I played with Joe Wright at Kilmarnock.
Right.
So I played golf with Joe a few times. And the first, we went up, this was in pre-season at some point, and we went up and had our first hit together. And Joe's sort of going, put me off 24, that sort of thing, rah, rah, rah. And I said, do you know what, 24 is probably about right. I've seen him play, and he's, there or thereabouts. And he went and birdied the first hole. And the lads were immediately onto his case. I said, lads, I've never seen him do that before. That's the first time he's ever done that before.
That's what when someone was, what'd you play off? I don't know, just put me off 20 or something.
Yeah.
About 20, then something's not up. Something there, right, when the lads do that.
I'm not sure when the Bradford City Golf Day is. They usually have one.
It's March or something.
Yeah, I believe there's one in the pipeline, yeah.
Is there?
Keep your eyes peeled for it.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah, be nice.
Yeah. It's always popular.
Few of the lads I'd imagine be playing.
Yeah, they definitely.
So, look, both of you experienced to be what it's like to be keeper here at Bradford City. How does it compare being in front of sort of like that crowd? That sort of, certainly like at the weekend when you've got the packed out Valley Parade. Just for continuity, we're recording this after the incredible 3-1 win against Huddersfield Town. How does it compare to sort of like other places you've played, Sam?
I think the responsibility doesn't really change across our job is to keep the ball out of net, regardless of what team you're playing for, any time of day, training, matches, whatever it is. I think the big thing you get with playing for this football club, obviously the fan base is incredible and huge. And particularly at home, I feel teams feel that when they're trying to come up against us, particularly when you're shooting towards the Kop. I can think of plenty of times last season where that was packed out, and it just felt like it wasn't just me stopping the ball going in the net. Do you know what I mean? Particularly, and people sort of said it, the Crew penalty. Obviously, it's me that makes the save, but it felt like it was such an intimidating environment for that lad to step up and try and take that penalty. So I think it's just, like I say, the fan base and the numbers that we travel with and we have at Valley Parade make it really difficult for teams to actually score against us. It sort of helps us out almost a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd echo that, to be fair, because he sort of said everything that I was going to say. I think the responsibility of being a keeper is you want to go out on the pitch and be the best you can wherever you are. But like Sam said, it's playing in front of, looking on a goalkeeper's coach side now rather than a player, is having a goalkeeper who can perform in front of 24,000 people who were there at the weekend, and high pressure games, and what type of character are if you make a mistake, because it's part and parcel of the game. So you need to know how they're going to respond from that. And obviously Sam was a big sort of tick in our box that obviously I worked with him before and knew what he was about and what he could handle. So that's on a goalkeeping side, part of goalkeeping coach side now is one that you need to look at especially when you're playing home games here.
Yeah, because I'd imagine, talking about that Crew penalty as well, that must be the closest feeling a goalkeeper can get to scoring a goal.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I think in that moment, that definitely went down as kind of one of my best moments that I've had across my career, just because of the moment that it was. I think it was, we'd come out of a bit of a sticky back end of March, hadn't we? Yeah. I think we'd had a tricky week. We struggled at Accrington and then lost at Port Vale in what was a big game. And I think we went 1-0 up after, that was the day we scored after like 10 or 12 seconds, I think, wasn't it?
It was quick,
and
yeah.
And we went up early, and then I think the time they got the penalty, and with what we had ahead, I think we were 5 games out. And I just felt, I can remember feeling at the time like, right, this is like a big moment, because if it went in, the game goes to 1 each, and then you don't know how the rest of the game plays out, how the next 5 games play out. So, it was like, it felt like a big moment, and I was just pleased to get down and turn it around the post. Yeah,
it was pretty special, definitely. There's no doubt about that. Colin, we did mention it earlier on. We've got to talk about the pound. What was the attraction of Bradford City, first of all, and what was the deal for the pound?
So the attraction was I obviously played there the season before with Blackpool. So I was at Blackpool that year, and I remember coming here. I think it was a Tuesday night game, and just walking out and seeing the cop in the stands, and I think we ended up losing 1-0. Had quite a good game that day, but you still managed to beat us. Bradford still beat the Blackpool. So, but yeah, I remember the game. I thought it would be a nice place to play, and so the whole scenario of the pound was I signed for Blackpool from Birmingham, and had a clause in the contract if you got relegated. I signed a 2-year deal. Had a clause in the contract if they got relegated, I could leave. Went to you handed into the FA. Said, well, you can't leave because you have to leave for a fee. You can't just leave on a free because you got a 2-year contract. So we just said, I'll just stick a pound in, thinking they'd come back and go, come on, you have to put some sort of
reasonable thing.
Like
market value.
£10 or £100 or something like that. So and they come back and just said, that's fine. So that was the whole pound scenario. And then what happened was Banksy was our goalie coach at the time at Blackpool. He left. Stuart McCall brought him into Bradford.
Yeah.
Banksy obviously knew I had this £1 release clause, and Bradford were looking for a goalie. So it worked out well. Yeah,
well, it certainly did. It worked out extremely well, definitely. And Sam, you came through the ranks at Chelsea, wasn't it? What was that experience like?
Yeah, it was amazing, really. I was quite late into academy football. I was sort of 14, I think, when Millwall took me from Sunday League, and then Chelsea took me about a year after that. And it was just a whirlwind, really. I can sort of still remember the feeling now of like I'd gone from being this lad that was playing with my mates on a Sunday morning, and 18 months, 2 years later, was in at Chelsea amongst, some real superstars at the time. I think I was Mourinho's last signing officially from his first era, something like that. So I was there, went in there as an under-16, and then I had probably 6 or 7 years there with the loans and things like that. And it was just incredible. I think it gave me the best opportunity to be a professional footballer. Obviously, I think lads go there and it's a very difficult place to come through and play for the first team, although they've been more successful in recent years. But it was always, when I was there, it was always John Terry was the last one to do that and sustain it. I think lads make debuts and things like that. So I just viewed it as it gave me the best platform. It was the best environment. I had the best coaches. I was working alongside some of the best young players in the world, and eventually, when I moved up into the first team, was training with some of the best players in the world. And in my opinion, at the time, the best goalkeeper in the world was Petr Čech. Yeah. He was someone that I got to work with a lot and closely. He was a similar frame to me, and I just, he was an incredible mentor really for me to kind of learn off, and was fortunate enough, like I say, to work with him, travel with him. So
how old were you when you were working with?
So I did more and more with the first team once I kind of got through the youth team, really. Under 18s, under 19s, that sort of age group, 18, 19.
Yeah.
Spent most of that sort of first year after youth team, as an under 19, travelling with them as kind of a third choice, travelled for European games and things like that. And that was, brilliant learning for me to kind of see how guys like that at the top level operate and how they prepare for games and how they deal with the games, obviously on the biggest stage, really. I feel very sort of grateful and fortunate to have had that experience. And I actually, before I came to Bradford, it was during the summer, after I left Kilmarnock, I got the chance to go back into Chelsea for a few weeks and do a bit of work with them and work with the 21s, but catch up with a lot of guys and that are still there. And it was great, and it was nice to see the academy still doing so well, really.
Yeah, I can imagine. So that's the Abramovich time, not the Ken Bates time?
Abramovich time. I joined there from Millwall about 2006 or 7, something like that. And then spent happy sort of 5, 6, 7 years there.
Yeah. And what team did you support growing up?
I was a big Ipswich fan.
Right.
Yeah, really big Ipswich fan. That came from my dad, and he's got a group of friends that supported them, and I think they jumped on the bandwagon in the sort of 60s, 70s when Ipswich were high flyers and won the FA Cup, won the UEFA Cup. But I was more of a sort of a football bod, really. I didn't play it until I was 9 or 10. but loved the game and loved the sort of stats side of the game and was really into. I knew all the players and everything like that. I can remember, we were huge Ipswich fans. We had season tickets and travelled up and loved playing for the club and been fortunate to play against them a couple of times at Portman Road as well, which was special.
That was good.
Yeah, it was really special actually. Yeah, played them a couple of times in the cup, been there in the league with Reading, and was quite close a couple of years ago to joining as well. So that would have been kind of a full circle moment, but it didn't quite come off. Maybe in a few years' time.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Come here instead, didn't you, mate?
Yeah, come up here instead. Yeah.
What about yourself, Colin? Who did you support growing up?
I'm a Man U fan, so...
Okay, commiserations.
Yeah.
No, you've seen the guy on... Is he on TikTok? He's on Insta, definitely, who's he's not going to cut his hair until Manchester United win 5 games on the trot. And
wow.
He's now... Well, he's going to make it a year. It's a year, and he's not cut his hair. You should look him up. It's actually quite hilarious.
Yeah, so if you're Irish, you either support Man U, Liverpool, a few Arsenals, and a few Leeds.
Yeah.
To be fair, I think with the Irish connection of Leeds back in the day. So, all my family are Man U fans. So, 90s was brilliant. Yeah. Early 2000s was okay, but now it's just now I know how all my mates when they were Liverpool fans, all my mates how they felt back in the 90s.
Peaks and troughs. It's football, isn't it? It's peaks and troughs. They'll be all right in the end.
Yeah, hopefully.
I will say. Sure. You took a bit of stick today, didn't you?
Sarce.
Sarce,
a big Man City.
He's a big City fan, isn't he?
He went to the game as well.
Yeah, with his lads, I think he took as well.
Rubbing in as well because they got a new goalie and.
Yeah,
Man, you were struggling goalkeeping wise. So
What do you think when you look at the Manchester United goalkeeper situation?
If I go back to the last quiz, I think it's the pressure.
Yeah,
I think that's a big thing of being able to handle playing for Man United in front of 80,000 people. It's not easy at the moment because of the scrutiny around what's going on. So the pressure is obviously. Pressure wherever you go, but for them, I think they just obviously can't handle it at the moment, and it's not nice to see being a fellow goalie or past fellow goalie, should I say?
Goalkeepers Union.
Indeed,
Union.
So it's
alive and kicking.
Hopefully, the new lad who they brought in might
who
get
have they
his
brought
chance. Lemines,
Belgian
boy. Desperate for Donnarumma, but we got Lemines, so see how he does.
I'm sure he'll be fine. But could he play 2 games in 24 hours?
I don't know.
Someone else did, didn't they?
Yeah, it was. Was it my first call back to Ireland? Was it Turkey?
Yeah, one for Turkey, Ireland and then for Bradford.
Yeah, so I played in Turkey on the Friday, and then it was actually during the week because I think Reuven might have been struggling at the time. Injury-wise as well, so I said, look, we're playing Friday night, I don't mind flying back. We flew back straight after the game back into Dublin. I said, I don't mind flying back to Leeds Bradford and playing if I feel alright, because I knew I was playing for Ireland as well. So, it was definitely a world. I kept a clean sheet as well. So nice. On the Saturday, which was nice. So lost a 1-0 in Turkey and won 1-0 I think it was Gillingham at home.
I'm being told that your fuel was a fry-up.
That's correct.
Really? Is it?
Yeah, it was.
Was it an airport one?
No, it wasn't an airport. So basically, when you were in Ireland, you used to charter their own flights, so we fly straight back after the game.
Right.
So I think we got back into Dublin at about 3 or 4 in the morning. Can't sleep on planes. So.
No, I can't.
Wide
well,
awake.
I'd imagine
obviously
being tall.
The planes are not good.
The high of obviously playing. It was my first game for Ireland, I think, in about 10 years. So it was the buzz of that. I wouldn't have been able to sleep anyway.
Yeah.
So, and then you go back to the hotel straight after when you land, and they always put like a spread on for you, like a little breakfast or whatever. I think it was about 4 o'clock, but a lovely fry up. Didn't go overboard because knowing that I was
wasn't
playing
a buffet.
It was a buffet, but I just
obviously
didn't go overboard because I knew
double bacon.
Just singles, man.
Didn't have the Alan Partridge.
Might have had 2 sausages, so did that, and then had to go straight back. Taxied back to the airport. I think it was about 7:30, 8 o'clock flight. Jumped and Mrs. picked me up. Jumped to bed for about 2 hours sleep. turned up here.
Turned
up here 1-0. So it's a big myth about preparing, lads. It's just do you want?
The S&C's gone completely.
Yeah. Hopefully they're not watching. 2 hours kipping a fry out way forward.
Was that always a go-to cheat meal for you, a fry up, or what was your go-to?
I wouldn't say I'm a go-to fry out. I do like a fish and chips. I do like it if it was a cheat meal, a little fish, but it's not a cheat meal anymore, is it?
No.
I can have it when I want. Now that I don't.
Now you can.
Yeah. Now you enjoy yourself.
Now I can enjoy myself. You can.
Fish and chips every Friday.
Fish and chip Friday.
That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. What about yourself, Sam? Cheat meals? What do you go for?
Same for after games. Pizza, any sort of Chinese takeaway, something like that.
Yeah. You're a salt and pepper chip kind of guy?
No, that became a thing in Scotland, actually. That was something a couple of the lads it was more popular in Scotland, and a few of the lads were saying you've got to try the salt and pepper chips, that sort of thing. But no, pizza's usually a go-to, particularly with the kids. You know, it's easy. Yeah. They can dive in, we can dive in. We've actually got quite a good Italian on our high street, so we jump in there quite a bit after games.
Are you a big sort of foodie yourself?
Yeah, we're pretty. Me and the missus are foodies, I would say.
Do you cook? Do you cook a lot?
I'm not fantastic, but I can cook. I'd say if we've got people over and we're hosting, it would be my wife that does the legwork on that, and she does Christmas and things like that. But like the day-to-day stuff, and if I'm cooking for the kids and things like that, I don't mind chipping in and doing that other stuff.
If you're going to cook a special meal like in your repertoire, what would it be?
It's nothing too overboard. I'm pretty good on a chili. I can do a chili. I can do a decent chili.
Oh, I do like a nice chili.
Decent chili, yeah. I'll do a chili one time.
Oh, there you go. Very much like that, Sam. Thank you very much.
Sunday roast with me.
We've got that on tape, haven't we? Yeah, we've got that on tape. That's good.
Cook a nice Sunday roast.
You're
do you cook a good Sunday roast?
I do a nice Sunday roast.
I heard you're very good at a barbecue as well.
Yeah,
I heard that you like barbecue snake.
Oh, yeah. No, that was back in it. We're no swearing this. No, there's no swearing, is it?
You can swear. I will bleep it out.
I was doing a bar. When I was at Birmingham back in the day, and went to start a barbecue, lifted a lid, and there was a snake underneath it. Well, not a real one, but I thought it was real.
Oh, right, okay.
Was the most girly scream you'll ever hear from. So it was. But no, I do a nice bar. We had a staff barbecue for my little retirement.
Yeah, you did.
A little around my house. Sort of, it was after our first game of season. Was it Wickham? First game of season. So good job we won. Yeah, it would have been a bit of summer. But I had all the staff round, and Mrs. put a big spread on, and then I cooked on the barbecue.
No snake that day.
No snake that day. So
that's good news.
Good night.
Good news. I'll thank your daughter for that information.
Oh, right.
There you go. So thanks, Ava. She did want me to ask you as well, who is your favourite child?
None of them.
I'll pass that on. Yeah. I'm sure you will as well.
Nah, they're all good.
Also, obviously goalkeepers, but you played outfield as well, didn't you?
I did.
And pre-season, and this was Birmingham City against Shamrock in 2013.
Nearly scored as well. Well,
really? Were you playing striker?
Striker.
Did you?
Basically, what happened was Randolph was playing full game, so I was on the bench, made all the subs, as you do pre-season. I was playing the next game, so I wasn't coming on. I think it was Greeny got knocked out. One of the strikers got knocked out, so we're down to 10 men with about 20 minutes to go. So I was like, Lee Clark was the manager. I said, I'll go on, just for thinking. What, you want to go? I said, yeah. All right, then go on. So I ran inside, got, who was the biggest? Nikola Zigic, remember him?
Yeah.
He's about 6'10". Got his kit on, the sweaty jersey.
Did you go like full kit?
Full knickers, it's chain shorts, socks, everything. Full kit, beep, as you'd say. So come back out, come on, and it was a goal kick.
Yeah.
First thing put towards me, I think,
stick it on Doyle's head.
Stick it on us. Goal kick, come up. And I've gone to head jump, and the centre half has just gone bang, straight through the back of me. I'm face planted, man. I was thinking, oh my God, I can't do this. But no, it was, it's on YouTube if you want to have a look. I nearly scored as well. It's unbelievable defending back post, slid in. I was about to tap it in.
Is it on YouTube, is it?
Yeah,
I'll have to look at it.
We will have to
Took a free kick as well, so it's hit the target, made a keeper.
Took a free kick?
Took a free kick, mate.
Wow.
35 yards out, over the wall, bet keepers held it. ferocious.
You make it sound really good, by the way.
It does.
It
does sound very good.
No, it is. It's, some of the lads should watch it. We're not going to free kicks, are we? So I might teach a few.
I'll say to Ash, who's the video editor, at this point in the podcast, that's where you need to put the video of Doyle having a go.
That's it.
Just
don't show him a left foot swinger.
All right, okay.
You got to dig this out. It needs digging out. Oh, you
Already
found
he's found it. Already he's found it. This is
That's
amazing.
just a photo.
It's on YouTube.
Video.
Brilliant.
He scores goals, Doyle! He scores goals! He scores goals, Doyle! He scores goals! He scores goals, Doyle! He scores goals! Oh, Doyle, he scores goals! Doyle scores! We're on the pitch! Doyle scores! We're on the pitch!
I'm loving this. But obviously outfield for that go, but goalkeeping, was that always what you were going to go into then? Did you want to... You said it was like you were 9-10 years old when you started playing.
It was just because I was big. I was always the tallest in the class.
Yeah.
Always, yeah.
Even
always
from a really early age, you were really tall.
Always the tallest, back of the class photo, right in the middle. And yeah, it was 9 or 10. I think it was my brother was playing before me, younger brother was playing before me, and went up to his training and they said, "Listen, need a goalie. Do you fancy going in?" And it just went from there, really. And it was literally that. I think my hand-eye was pretty good because I played a lot of cricket as a young lad. We were a big kind of cricket family, so hand-eye was decent from that anyway. But yeah, it never really became. It wasn't something I wouldn't say I grew up thinking, I'm going to be a professional footballer. I must be a professional footballer. It was all I was ever wanting to do. My path in my head, pretty much until I was probably until I joined Chelsea, really was, I go to school. I went to a decent school, do my A-levels, go to university, and that was loosely a path that I had. And then it was only really when I went to Chelsea that it sort of became reality that, I might be able to, push on with this and this can become a thing. But yeah, no, in the initial instant, it was all because of my size. Because I was the biggest.
Is that the same for you, Colin?
No, I actually always wanted to be a goalkeeper. I used to love going, like, following Man U. Petr Čech was sort of my idol hero growing up, and always wanted to be. But then I started football, like under 8s, under 9s, and they were like, "You're too big, you need to go play outfield." So like, you're the opposite, you're the biggest, go stick and goal. So I went in goal and ended up being put out centre half or something to kick a few people. So, but then because I was so tall, I ended up playing like up ages, on myself. So I'd play for the under 11s in goal, and the under 12s I'd play outfield. So it was sort of a decent way for me to learn my trade. And it was actually, I think, the team that I think it was under 15s at the time who I was playing outfield for, a keeper left. So I said, "Look, I'll jump in goal for a few games if before we signed someone else," and ended up getting spotted by a Villa scout that day. So went over to Villa for a few.
Meant to be, Colin.
So went over to Villa for a few trials and then went to Birmingham and Forest, and obviously Birmingham offered me one, and the rest is history. That's
amazing. So you've played out for a little bit. Have you ever played any other position then?
No, it was always in goal.
Always in goal.
I wouldn't even know what to do if you stuck us out on field. It's a completely different mindset. Honestly, if you go, over the years we'll have done like possessions and stuff in training, and you have managers that sometimes like the goalies to get involved in the possessions and things like that. And there's just so much going on when you get into the middle of a possession. Like it's 360. There's people coming from all angles. You've got to be aware of this, that, and over your shoulders. It's goalkeeping's much easier because everything's just sort of in front of you, whenever you do those sort of possessions and you realise the speed of play and things like that, you have full respect for the lads.
I used to play centre half, but I keep saying back in the day. Remember sweeper? Used to play a sweeper.
Yeah.
You used to play a sweeper, so it was like a back four, but you'd have 3, and then you'd have one deeper than the 3. So I used to just play sweep, so it was technically sort of like
rush goalie.
You're seeing a rush goalie. So that's what you used to play as back four. You sweep round, so you stay deeper in the rest. So that's still viewing up the pitch. I wouldn't like being in midfield where you can have people behind you in front of you. Nah, not for me. But centre half, I used to go for a few corners, score a few goals.
I can imagine that, definitely. Flip side, heaven forbid, if City ever had to put an outfield player in goal, Who would you trust to wear the gloves?
Who would I trust?
Who would you trust?
Well,
I've got mine.
That's a different.
I'm not sure I trust them.
There's a lot that would be very, very happy to do it and would be confident in doing it.
Right.
Because there's a few that think it might be one of the easier positions to play out. It's easy, you just catch it and kick it. You get that one all the time.
Yeah.
Who would I trust? I'd go with someone like Brad would be up there.
Trust-wise, yeah.
If you're trusting lads, you go for probably one of the more defensive-minded players. I'd say a Brad. Tommy Lee was messing around taking goal kicks the other day after training, and he actually he can take a goal kick. To be fair to him,
we did it last season and again this season. So mine would have been Tommy Lee, just from seeing his goal kick.
Yeah,
he's literally hit the edge of the other side box.
He's got a boom. Yeah, it's like a big Edison thing.
Watch this! My goal kick's unbelievable. He says he ran down. We got a game the next day, and the gaffer goes, "What's he doing? What's he doing? He's going to pull a quad and smash it."
Showing off his goal kicks.
And then he's got a bit of a sidey. Not as good as your sidey, but...
I'd be pretty disappointed.
Yeah, I would have said Tommy Lee. I'm not sure about goalkeeping-wise, what he'd be like, but you could take a goal kick.
He
can kick it.
Can't catch it.
You don't see anybody else having a go in training and thinking, oh, hello.
Again the other day, the lads were taking penalties against each other. Burner came over after training, Neil Burner.
Yeah.
And
Burner might be a bad show.
He wouldn't be a bad show. Yeah.
He must have played Gaelic football.
He was saying...
Any Irish lad must have been.
Yeah, they've got like the hand-eye for it as well. He was saying he's got full respect for the goalies because he was getting up and down a bit. So make the save, get back up, make the other one.
Yeah.
And he said, wow, I had no idea like how on earth you get up as quick as you do for big men is like unbelievable because you're so far, like he had no technique whatsoever. So he had a bit of... The lads mess around with penalties and things like that after training sometimes, don't they?
I think Burner would be...
Burner would be a good shout, yeah.
Burner would be up there.
He'd have a presence, he communicates well as well. I think Burner...
I didn't just for Gaelic football, he must have played Gaelic football.
Did you play Gaelic football as well?
I played Gaelic football, yeah.
Yeah? What's that like? I'm aware of it. I've seen a few bits of it, but I don't really understand it.
You have to be fit. I know.
Right. Okay.
It's a massive pitch, isn't it?
It's like on a cricket oval size pitch.
No.
I'm thinking Aussie rules.
Yeah, no, you're thinking Aussie. It's rectangle, but it's huge.
Yeah, big.
It is big. I used to play midfield, and it's running up and down. That's actually when I went to Birmingham. I went over and trial, and they were like back end of their season, sort of finished season, so they're just doing running and ready for the all season. And we did a horseshoe run, which is like corner flag around the goal, back to, and I wouldn't say I urinated all over the lads basically. So I was front of the running, and they were like, he'll do.
Yeah.
Ain't seen his goalkeeper, but he can run. He can run. So it was. You have to be fit. For Gaelic football, you have to be fit. Hurling is then obviously another level where it's you got to be brave to play hurling. It's with the sticks and the slitters.
Yeah.
It's crazy. They have brought in now that you have to wear helmets, whereas before you didn't have to wear helmets, which...
Oh, my God.
I don't know how you would have played hurling without a helmet. It's crazy.
Carnage.
Crazy.
Well, on episode 1, as you've listened to episode 1, James Hanson and Nick Powell said you have to be crazy to be a goalkeeper. You two don't strike me as crazy, though. I mean, you're looking very... Your
Everyone
eyes
says that, doesn't it? Everyone says that.
I think you've got to be...
It's a mentality.
It's a completely different mentality.
Yeah.
I think you've got to be super, super strong with your mentality.
Yeah.
I guess there's a little bit of craziness in like some of the diving at the feet and you're diving around and...
Chucking yourself in front of a man.
Getting balls.
Yeah.
Kicked
all
you.
Men and like you get it in all sorts of different places all over your body. But I think the crazy thing comes, I think, a little bit from the mentality.
Yeah.
Like you just have to be super strong because you're only ever, we've all made them. Like if you make a rick and it goes in your net, it's a difficult place to be for a goalkeeper. So I think you've just got to be super strong mentally. But I think broadly the whole crazy goalkeeper thing may be moving out a little bit because most lads that you come across now, most goalies you come across are pretty level, pretty calm.
Yeah, you certainly going through the 90s and the 2000s. There's even the 80s, you like Grobbelaar and you think of Schmeichel and Barthez, and you just sort of think there was a mentality, as you say.
I'm not sure that was just goalies back then. I think every footballer was like that back then. But I think they're going out of the game when you say crazy now. I think football as a whole is changing it.
Yeah, definitely.
I think a lot of managers like the sort of modern manager prefers their goalkeepers a bit calmer as well, and a bit more. If you think of that like 80s, 90s goalkeeper where the defender would make a mistake and they'd absolutely like hound them, and they were really sort of up and down, kind of volatile emotionally. I think managers and players as well. To be fair, I think players. If you spoke to most players and what they want from a goalkeeper, they just want to sort of look back knowing that they're pretty calm, they can trust them, and they're kind of quite responsible, really.
And I suppose it has evolved as well, hasn't it? Because there was a time when they weren't really worried about goalkeepers playing with their feet, but it was now it's so much more important. It has been for a while.
Yeah, it's a different game, isn't it? Nowadays.
Was it 92? Was it Euro 92 where they changed the rule of the back pass?
Was it that late? Was it 92?
Was it 92?
Was it?
I think, yeah. I remember seeing a clip.
We will get the statisticians to find out.
When did Denmark win the Euros? Was it 92? I'm sure it was 92.
That would have been 92 when they were a wild card.
Yeah, it was that final. I remember literally just time wasting passing the back.
1992, we have had it confirmed already.
Good knowledge.
We've got like a live
good knowledge.
This is good. This.
But yeah, I remember I didn't actually watch it at the time. I didn't even watch football back then. Probably what would have been 6, 7. So I remember seeing clips of it not long ago actually.
Yeah, the
just
back
the
pass.
time waste back pass.
Oh my god!
Literally, Sam would stand next to it, just here, Sam, and then just pick it back up.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And then obviously the back pass rule come in, and it was a different ball game.
Goalkeepers were like, no!
Yeah. Well, it's gone even further this season, isn't it? It's gone back the other way with the 8-second thing, which we're having to be on top of now.
Yeah.
You've seen a couple of goalies get done with it already.
What does the referee say to you? Does he just sort of give you a warning?
So they came in before the start of the season because it was... I've done it. It's a big part. Like I've done it across my whole career, where you take a cross late in the game and you sort of go to the floor and keep it secure. I took the last cross and instinctively I went to floor on Saturday, but then now I'm like, okay, we've got to get up and get going, and the lads are having to be on top of it as well. But they said so they deem it as when we're in control of the ball. So that was questions that we had. Like, is that when's complete control of the ball? Is that when I'm still on the floor? So it is, if I've caught a ball and I'm still on the floor, the 8 seconds is starting then. And then you've got time to get up, and then they put their hands up. The fans would have seen it in the stadiums where the referees are putting their hands up now for 5 seconds. I think 5, 4, 3, 2.
Wow.
And I don't think I've let it go past 3 or 2 yet. I'm very nervous about...
To be fair, Gaffer one time, Sam, take your time. I'm like, he's got 8 seconds, Gaffer. Oh, yeah.
Take your time, definitely. Well, also, Nick and James said that the striker was the hardest position on the pitch. Would you agree with that?
Well, they would say that, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily say we're going to say the goalies are the hardest. I think you have to be, as I say, I go back to the mentality. I think the goalie has to have the strongest mentality on the pitch, and that makes it a very hard position in itself. But then the strikers are paid, that's why they're
paid the big bucks.
They're paid to do the hard thing, and that is stick the ball in the net. I think I can understand why they've said that.
Because they're strikers, yeah.
Because they're strikers.
But not, yeah. I think a keeper needs to be, I say, mentally strong, because when you make a mistake, it's terrific. Sometimes you just want the ground to swallow you up, move on, but it can linger, and that's where you need someone strong not to let it affect you. So, as a goalkeeper, as we'd say, goalkeepers, I'd imagine.
I think so. Yeah. I think if you're a striker, so I'd spin it back on that. If they could have 3 shockers in a game, miss 3 open goals.
Yeah.
But they score the 4th to win the game. No one mentions the 3 shockers. They've won the game. If I have 3 shockers in a game, we've lost the game probably for a start.
You have a shocker.
Flip it.
3 shockers, you're 3
down.
Flip
it. You make 3 worldies, and you chuck one in.
What do people remember?
Who remember the shocker?
They remember the shocker. So
That's always what I think is like the toughest thing about being a goalkeeper, and then that's when it comes back to having that strong mentality, doesn't it, to be able to cope with that sort of thing.
Yeah, I think you just got to. The biggest thing I think is you just got to like learn the skill. It's hard though. It is a very hard skill to have, but to like put the action, whatever action it's been, if it's a negative one and it's cost a goal, you've got to try and, particularly if it's early in a game, and then you just got to spend the rest of the game hoping that.
And you will go through it. You will go through it. You will go through it.
Yeah.
And it's when you're younger is how to learn it, because the more experience, like you said, the more experience you get, it's probably easier to deal with. Is when you starting off and you make it. It can be quite difficult for a young lad to bounce back from what just happened.
Yeah.
The relief though, if the lads dig you out, the relief is incredible.
Yeah.
Like Cookie, the Carlisle goal last year with Cookie, I could have kissed him all night long. He dug us out of.
I wasn't going to mention that.
Dug us out of the goal. No, it's there, you know, and like Cookie saved the day that day and saved my bacon and helped us out. Like, but that, like I said, the relief that day with him, could have kissed him all night long.
Okay, right. We're going to move into a different segment now. This is the Career Builder, brought to you by SBK. Whether you're backing Bradford to win, a player to score, or an opposition player to be booked, you can do it with SBK. 18 plus, please gamble responsibly. Make sure you do. So we're going to relive one of the greatest moments of the last 12 months, of course, the Dare promotion at the University of Bradford Stadium. Sam, a big first half save in that one for you. Probably changed the game, I would imagine.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was obviously an important day, important moment. There was obviously a lot of tension around. There was a lot of anxiety around, and yeah, I think that was it. I was there to make the save on the day, and kind of keep the game at 0-0. I wish it hadn't stayed at 0-0 for as long as it did, but because it only built that tension and anxiety. But yeah, it gave us the platform to go and have the moment that we all did in that 90 plus 6 minute.
Yeah, I think there's a great image of you just sprinting right across the pitch at the end.
Yeah, I think it was my top speed for the season, wasn't it?
Our GPS.
The GPS unit, our S&C guy. Once the dust had settled, I think he texted us a screenshot of the data, and it was my top speed for the season, was getting from where I was in the stadium to that corner. I think initially I couldn't really believe it had gone in, and then so I veered initially to go towards the bench and be with the lads, and then I sort of got halfway there and thought, no, I'm just going to go full tilt into the corner, and just get in the mix and be a part of it. And then the scenes that followed were just.
Skip was the same when it skipped.
Skip went completely in the air.
You passed Skip.
I think I passed it. Well,
I
should hope I did, yeah.
Yeah, you did.
You went for the corner, and you had the constant. You did the subs, didn't you? Because I think was it not the gaffer's first instinct was to be like sub.
Mine was I made a pact. It was because the games beforehand we had the Donny. Not so much the Donny one. It was the Swindon and Chesterfield. We were leading both of them, and like goals were going out. Celebrating away on the bench, and I thought we didn't win any of them. So I refused to celebrate because I made a pact. I'm not celebrating any goals between now and the end of the season. So the goal went in.
Like a bit of superstition.
Yes. So the goal went in, and I ran straight onto the middle of the pitch, and then I realised. I'm not going to celebrate. So I literally put my hands in my pocket. There's a video of me, hands in my pocket. I turned around and just walked back towards the bench. Yeah. And the gaffer's the gaffer's like, where's Hunty? He's gone frantic, where's Hunty? He tells me, I think Bobby was next to me. And then I ended up sprinting down to the corner flag to get Hunty to tell him, come back, you're going on. But yeah, it was quite a funny video. Skip's gone down the line. I'm just hands in pocket, walking back towards the bench.
To be fair, Skip's a big celebrator, isn't he? He likes a goal.
You'll see. Well, there's this new thing. Who's come up with this idea, bench cam? By the way,
I would imagine that is our media manager.
Skip's
Sam.
loving it.
Really, he's trying to outdo himself every time.
Yeah, he's bullied the doc the weekend, didn't he?
Did he?
He nearly pushed him over. So
now they know the camera's on them.
Yeah, but no, it's a bit of crack in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. And it worked, didn't it? I didn't over-celebrate.
No.
We got promoted, so obviously it worked.
Yeah, exactly. And there's highs and lows in football, and we sort of mentioned this on the last podcast, but moments like that, I mean, they're few and far between in football. And, you know, have you ever been involved in anything like that?
Nowhere near as close as that. I think that the closest that we probably had was up at Killy, to be fair, when we had a game, the penultimate game of the season, and it was a Friday night at home against Arbroath, and I think it was pretty much whoever won went up, and we scored a late winner. It was like 80th minute, mid 80th minute,
right.
And there were scenes that day, but the way that the whole, it was just like you couldn't have written what happened in that last month of the season, really. Yeah. You think when we came off with about 10 games to go, we looked in a really sort of good spot, and then we had a bit of a sticky march, and then after Crewe we were top, and 5 games to go, right, here we go. And then everything that unfolded from the Crewe game onwards was just absolute carnage. It was
the Swindon Chesterfield.
So Swindon game in itself is a movie in itself. The Chesterfield game up twice, the Donny game where they get the promotion, and then we have that. We had this hour on the bus after that game, which
Walsall was playing at. We played at 12:30.
Yeah, we were ready to kick off.
3.
Right.
So we have to wait for the result. But Aki went 1 up, didn't they?
Aki went 1-0 up, yeah.
And we're thinking, no one got off the bus.
No.
We arrived back to see the court. No one's got off the bus. Gaffer normally waits till everyone gets off the bus. See you later, lads. See you later. What's going on here? Why is no one getting off the bus?
Yeah.
And then we're like, I think they're listening to the Walsall game. So, and how that finished 1-0 that was probably the moment I thought, right, now we can't blow this, surely.
Yeah. But I suppose then, do you get nervous before games, I suppose? But I think, especially with like a game of that magnitude at the end of the season.
Yeah, I think that game, you can obviously, I could feel the weight of the occasion. Yeah. But I genuinely, my overriding feeling going into that game was just excitement about what could be and how the story was going to play out. Because I felt once the April had happened and Doncaster happened, and then we had that horrible hour or so, like we say. But then as soon as that whistle went at Walsall, and I knew we still had control of our destiny and the situation. Hands, yeah. And I knew that we were coming back here, where we'd been so strong. I was so confident that we would get the job done. So I sort of just felt so excited. And then, to be honest, the only time the doubts did creep in, and I'll be honest, they did creep in for me, like was that last sort of 10 minutes of the game. And then I was like,
when Sarce kicked that, was it from 6 yards out over the bar? Oh, that's it.
Yeah, I think most people thought that
pedestrian
was
at that top end, and was watching it all go out, and it's just like we missed that. And then I think Jack Shepherd hit the post, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
You just and there was a point just before the goal where I sort of thought, right, okay, and I was genuinely starting to think, right, as I was thinking about the group and how do we regroup here for the playoffs? How do we get us as a group from what would have been a really low moment to get back to where we needed to be for the game where we were? And then what happened, and thankfully we didn't have to worry about it in the end.
Yeah. Did Sarcevic score it?
In my opinion, he is the third choice option for that goal. I've told him this. He knows.
Third
this.
choice.
But
there's a few tattoos flying about as well.
Yeah, well, yes, exactly.
there's
it went earlier than minute.
And even it sounds good, doesn't it? Sarcevic plus 90 plus 6, and it all just. But like, Lapsley's hit the shot. So initially, in my opinion, like Lapsley's hit the shot. I know it's going way wide, but he's hit it. So he's definitely a contender for the goal. The lads. Yeah, it's either Lapsley or an own goal. How Sarce is anyway. It says Sarcevic plus 6, 90 plus 6. The history books say it, and he's in the right position to make the lad ricochet
like
it in.
Weekend, isn't it?
A bit like Bobby, Bobby trying to nick his hat trick.
Bobby trying to nick his hat trick. Hopefully he gets it.
What about you? You're on the sidelines, in the dugout. Are you nervous sitting there right throughout the whole game, or are you got itchy feet? Are you up and down?
Yeah, no.
How do you cope?
I don't think I've got itchy feet. I've got itchy sore feet from getting up and down in the set plays, put it that way, but going through my flip checkbook. But yes, I think you're probably more nervous on the side. Obviously you wouldn't know yet, but on the side, because you've not got control. When you're playing, you had the control of being a goalkeeper, and you obviously want us to win and your keeper to do well and the team to do well. And that day was just a blur. especially after the game, it was a blur. But Sarce missing, like you said, jacket in the post. You think, oh, it's not going to be our day. And then just come out of nowhere, Tommy's lovely little 60-degree. He keeps calling a lovely little 60-degree into the middle of the box. Flick, headed down, and then into the back of the net. And the scenes were probably one of the best scenes I've seen in football since I've been involved.
Yeah, there's so many little moments as well. Everyone's got little different. One of my favourite moments from that whole day was we restarted the game, didn't we, for that minute 30, whatever it was. Yeah. And then it was this, because when we were off the pitch, we were sort of nervous there. Their lads were sort of saying, "Listen, lads, well done. You know, congrats, we're buzzing for you. Once we get back out there, you know, we'll just give you the ball and whatever." And we weren't really sure. Is that like what was the script there? So anyway, they played it in, and then I think it went to Kieran, and Kieran sort of wasn't sure whether to sort of stay on it and like kill the guy. So he sort of clears it, and then we had this weird sort of phase of play where they sort of semi-attack, and the ball kind of bounces, doesn't it? And the lad volleys it.
Yeah, it does.
And he volleys it wide, and then I'm sort of slowly going over to get the ball, and Neil Byrne turned to me, and you can bleep it out, but he went, "Oh my God, I think we've done it." and I was like, "All right, okay, say over," and then you could see the referee, and he went for his whistle, and then it was just
that was it. When you
scenes
knew,
after that,
even before the final whistle, the gaffer and skipper on the pitch at that stage, because you could see the ref going, "Right, come this way," and all the players were sort of running even before he blew the final whistle. So we were sort of half on the pitch before he blew up. Yeah, it was tremendous.
Yeah, it was special.
And the celebrations obviously spilled out into Bradford City Centre. You ended up behind the bar.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
How did that happen?
A lot of people don't let me live that down. I still get comments on a weekly basis from, you pull us apart, right. Yeah, just thought I'd help out. It was actually, it was genuinely, the place we went into was really tight, wasn't it? And then initially it was like crammed, obviously everyone's out and celebrating, having a good time. And initially it was just like, there was a bit of space behind there. So in the initial instance, I just went, "Listen, like, can I come behind there and just like get a bit of space?" And she went, "Yeah, you know, like, and help out." And I said, "Oh, listen, we're happy to help, and you know, we'll settle everything up and whatnot." And it just it became this whole thing. I spent most of the night behind there and didn't pull a bad pint, I don't think so.
Nice pint of Guinness, isn't it?
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah.
There's a technique to that.
There's
100%.
There is a technique to it. Yeah, there is a technique to it. Yeah, I'm surprised I was able to do that given what we consumed that night. But, yeah.
And then you went off to Ibiza, large in it.
Players went to Ibiza.
Players went to. Did you not go to Ibiza?
We went to Magaluf.
You went to Magaluf.
Yeah, staff.
Yeah, the staff really rolled back the years.
Golf Magaluf.
Yeah, so it was good golf and good scenes.
You had a good time, didn't you? Yeah.
But I'd imagine Ibiza, first of all, like with the team, that must have been fantastic fun.
Yeah, it was incredible, really. I think once you. Obviously, in the build-up, we'd sort of had little conversations here and there. Oh, what we do, and then that last week in the build-up to the game, it was so focused on the game. You kind of put it to the back of the mind, really. And then the game was done. We were in the change room. We came up here and we had a really nice. What did we have? Probably a couple of hours up here where it was just the players and staff, everyone at the stadium and everyone's sort of families and friends, and they opened the bar up and. And then it was like, right, okay, well, where are we going then? And full credit to the club, you know, they arranged everything really quickly for us to go away. I think we had we went out on the Sunday, didn't we, players and staff? We had the parade on the Tuesday, which was amazing, and then they everything was there and set for us to go away on the Wednesday and be back for Memorial on the Sunday, and it was it was amazing to get away. Everyone came as well, which I thought was really. Important. There were literally to a man. I think there were only a couple who couldn't make the trip, and we had a good few days in Ibiza. And then by the time we got back from that, I was really ready to get back to being a human being and eating some food. I wear we wear the Garmin watches, and it sort of tells you know your heart rate and you know if you need to rest and your sleep and all that. And I can vividly remember my watch like on a regular basis that week basically telling me to like stop. It's just like stop doing what you're doing, like go to bed. Like my average, like the sleep was like 2 or 3 hours. Yeah, you need to you're not ready to do anything here. Just like stop and calm down. But listen, it's a once in a lifetime. Yeah, we had a hell of a week at it, and memories made for a lifetime, really.
Yeah, I always remember talking to the gaffer, and he said you've got to enjoy the week. Yeah. You've got to enjoy the week because those things don't come around too often, don't you? You went viral because of some doorbell footage.
Oh yeah, thanks to the wife. That was my lovely wife. Yeah. It's quite funny actually. To be fair, seeing the reaction on the ring doorbell. But
she did the before and after as well, didn't she? When you left,
I left with my gear bag, come back same clothes, but worse for
it's the eyes, the roll of the eyes.
No, it's not the eye. It's the concentration of trying to get my key in the door with that.
Top.
But yeah, it was. Yeah, like he said, it was some week though. We went out as a Manchester on the Sunday after.
Yeah, did Manchester on the Sunday.
Manchester on the Sunday.
So you had the Saturday night Bradford,
Manchester Sunday, and it was family was Monday. I don't know whether you.
Yeah, I got back to see the family on Monday.
Tuesday we were obviously the parade.
The parade, yeah.
And then Wednesday they went to Ibiza and staff went to Magaluf.
Yeah. So
it was good.
Wow. Well, there was a lot of talk as well that Brad Halliday went missing for a good couple of days. Sam, we need you to give us the inside scoop.
I think
what happened to him.
I think, to be fair, most of the lads went missing for that kind of 48 hours, really. I think, full credit to the wives and girlfriends and families because I think most of them accepted pretty much that from the moment we left the change room, it was going to be a pretty big hit of a week. That's why, like I say, it was nice to be able to share those few hours up in the stadium with all the family and friends, and then we took ourselves off into Bradford, and then Brad is I think he resurfaced back at home on the Monday afternoon after Manchester. And to be fair, listen, I've been close with Brad. I've been out with him a lot of times, and he's a stallion of a man on a night out. But on the Sunday, I think the emotion of the weekend
I remember that. I can't tell that.
You can't tell that.
I put him to bed.
He had a tricky end to his evening, and he was put to bed, and that was why maybe he was feeling a bit worse for it on the Monday.
Right.
But I would say he wasn't the only one. I think we were all
we all went for it.
We were all pretty sore on that Monday morning.
And the parade, obviously, and seeing Bradford come out in their thousands down into the Millennium Square, that was unreal, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was definitely. Even the bus down and people with the flares and stuff. And then when he got there, you think, oh my God, like you couldn't believe there's so many people there. And then standing on, I'm scared of height.
That's the most dangerous thing.
Standing on that wall, and I'm like, I'm not sure that's the right thing to do, lads.
It was absolutely.
The police were going mental.
It should never have been allowed.
It shouldn't have happened.
The thing is, the lads had a few as well, so it's not like we're just all turning up on a bit of water and we're all sound.
Yeah.
We've had a few sherbets, so it was like, nah, I'm not sure we should be standing here, lads. So glad everyone got through it safely.
Yeah, and back in the end, yeah. When we got off the bus and sort of filtered up that little grass mound and then onto it.
Yeah.
And I can remember getting over initially thinking, I'm not sure about this. This is, and you had everyone out there, and then eventually we came back. But they were incredible scenes. Like the numbers that turned out. There's a couple of great pictures. I really like the one where Richie's sort of got the shield aloft, and you can see everyone in the backdrop and the group together, and it was nice that everyone was up there together having a few songs. I'm not sure about Cav singing Adele, like
I'd forgotten all about that.
Belting that out.
Yeah, but
to be fair, listen, if he's got the confidence to get up there and do it.
It wasn't as good as my way, was it?
Your My Way on the Saturday night was
the Irish Bear was
legendary.
Very good.
Legendary.
Very good. Yeah, I feared for my life that night standing because it was Graham Alexander wouldn't be interviewed unless I stood on that wall. And I hate heights. I'm not a big fan. And my legs, I've never seen.
Yeah, it was.
I thought, what way to go though? If I was actually to go, so, and it was going to be some sort of accident, that would have been incredible.
It would have been. Well, yeah.
Not really,
bit of a dampener on
the week.
It would have been in the news.
It would have been,
yeah, exactly. What a way to go. Moving on, representing your country. Every player's team. Colin, I wanted to wonder what it felt like getting a call up for Ireland and how that must have felt for not just for you, but for your family as well. Yeah,
it's professional footballers. I always want, like Sam said, I never really thought about it, but it was all I wanted to do. And academically wise, I wasn't great at school. I was okay, middle of the road. wanted to be a professional footballer, and obviously got the opportunity to go into football, and you're in the academy team. The next thing is you want to play for your country. If you said to anyone, do you want to play, represent your country? It's a no-brainer. And I've played some underage games, obviously leading up. Played a few 21 games, and then to finally get that call to go into the senior team. I think I went in. I think it was a Wales game before I actually made my debut. I got called in back end of the season because I was playing for Birmingham week in, week out in the championship and doing okay. So I got a call up for, I think it was a European qualifier against Wales maybe. But just being involved, seeing the likes of obviously working with Shay Given, Robbie Keane, and players I sort of idolised when I was younger, growing up watching football, and to get that call is obviously anyone's dream come true, and it was a great honour for obviously me and my family. Because
your debut was in 2007,
yeah,
but then you made more appearances in 2018.
Yeah, so
there's a big old
there was.
gap.
So I was always blame Shay Given. He turned up to that's why he's got about 180 caps.
Good to see you again, mate. Yeah, brilliant.
See you, Shay. You're right. Turn up to every squad. So so I was in that. Obviously, the Wales game called up and experienced the whole thing. And then that summer, I got a game played at the Giant Stadium. It's no longer there now, I don't think. I think is it the MetLife now? I think maybe in America. So played against Ecuador.
Is that New Jersey?
MetLife, yeah. So it's the Giant Stadium at the time. So made my debut, and then I was in loads of squads. But as I said, Shay Given just turned up every week to play, and he played every week. But yeah, so then sort of back end, I wasn't playing regularly for Birmingham, and sort of fell out after a few years of not being in squads. And then it was only when I moved to Blackpool that he's back playing week in, week out. And it was when I moved to Bradford, and obviously I got the call to go back into the squads. Been in a few squads leading up to me. I wouldn't say my second debut, but my second cap, as you would say. So,
yeah.
And that was obviously the Turkey 24 hours, 2 games. So
wow.
it was special, and it's obviously a great honour, and got me caps at home, which is a nice memorabilia.
Yeah, I can imagine. And Sam, obviously, after all the celebrations during the summer, 2-year contract you signed. Was that just an easy decision to make? Discuss it, because obviously we talked about this on the last episode, where moving around, and you've moved around quite a few different places, you guys. Was it an easy decision to say, right, no, actually we're going to stick here for a couple of years?
Yeah, I think once obviously we had the week or so of carnage like we've spoken about, and then you get in, and the manager had his meetings with the lads. I think it was on the Tuesday after the season, and I was always you're never really like 100% certain. But I was, quite confident with what we'd done and the season that I'd had that there might be an interest to kind of keep us on, and it was a really positive conversation, and it was, okay, let's get it sorted, and then you sort of hand it over to the agent, and David deals with everything here, and then, it's about me going away and having a chat. I travel up and down. My family based down south, so
yeah,
do a lot of travelling, and my wife is...
Are they still based in Kent?
No, Hertfordshire we are now. So it's not... It's
like Stevenage way?
Yeah, Tring. We live in a town
nice,
called Tring. So I come up and down kind of when I can, and on days off after games, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, we make a big commitment and a big sacrifice. But my wife's fantastic, and we've got 2 young kids. And I think she kind of really sees how much I've enjoyed my football since I've been here, and how much I kind of love representing the football club. So once we actually went away to Portugal, and that was kind of when it was, I think it had run off for a couple of weeks. It was a bit to and fro, and I remember the day really well, because we'd gone to like a water marine park in the Algarve. So we're on our family holiday. I think it got to the point where agent and David was like, right, okay, let's get this sorted out, let's thrash it out, and there was to and fro. So I can remember vividly sort of getting texts and having phone calls about my contract negotiations while I was watching the Dolphins with the kids and flying down the water slides and things like that. I spoke to you a couple of times that day.
I've been in London. I was actually in London at a time as well with the missus, and David phoning me, Sam phoning me, and it's done. And then David's telling me, no, it's not done. I just on to Sam told me it's done, and then I'm thinking, oh my God, what's going on? And it was just.
We got there in the end by the end of the day, so it was all it needed was a day with the Dolphins, and we got it all sorted out and nailed out. And yeah, very like I say, my family have they're huge support for me. Wife takes on a lot of home, and then when I get back, I help out when I can. And it's nice as well because my kids are. Oscar, my oldest, is going to be 7 in December. So he's been up a good few times now. He's been here. Yeah. They were here on the last day. It was nice actually. I spent most of the obviously when I come away and I'm going back up to work, and as kids do. We were. And I said, listen, we're going up, and my whole thing throughout last season when I left was with him was listen, it's going to be great because when we win the league, we're going to have a big party, and that was his thing. Like, we're going to have a party. And that was the sort of simplest way I could explain it to him. And so we were going into the last day, and he's going, Daddy, so have you won the league? Are we going to win it? So I said, listen, if we win this game, we're going to win the league. Obviously, it wasn't win the league.
Yeah, promotion.
You explain that to a 6-year-old. And then
mathematically, we will be promoted.
Yeah, we go and do what we did, and then to have them on the pitch after was really special. And he still talks about it now. He loved all the crowd, and he had the medal around his neck, and my daughter was there, and my wife was there. They're really kind of special moments because I think the guys mentioned last week, the family is kind of almost sometimes the forgotten aspect. It's all about kind of what we do on a day-to-day, but there's a lot of sacrifice and a lot that goes into kind of behind the scenes of the player, So yeah, I was really pleased to have it done and enjoy my football up here for at least a couple more years.
Yeah, long may it continue.
Hopefully
so how old are your kids? You got one 7.
Oscar's 7 on Christmas Eve. So he's 6 and 4. So they're both. My youngest Sophia's just started school ages. As well. So we've just we've broken the back of the childcare, and they're off to school now and seeing a 10, 12 years time at the end of it.
Nice. Christmas Eve birthday.
Yeah, Christmas Eve birthday.
Does he get a lot of? This is for Christmas and your birthday.
It's shocking.
My brother's is on the 29th, and he used to get that all the time as a kid. He'd get like a joint present. I'm like,
I wouldn't.
Mine's June. You can't give me a joint present in June. Is it?
Yeah.
June. I think June's good.
Halfway,
halfway.
6 months, 12 months.
You can have barbecues, and you can have late.
And you ain't got to buy cakes for the lads, have you?
Because
it's always off season.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
Mind you, I did have to buy coffees for the staff.
You did, yeah. You did. But no, yeah, Christmas, it's not a great one for him. He was due early January, and he came early, so when he's old enough, I'll explain to him that it's his fault for coming early.
You can break it up, just give him presents in June.
Well, he gets at the moment he's young, and like kids love presents at that sort of time of year. So he gets like double whammy. He gets this. Yeah. It's like a festival of him almost. He gets his birthday, and then following day is his Christmas day. Then it's all in one hit. So
you're tight, ain't you? So you keep. We spend 3.
No, we don't. Actually, one of the first things my wife after the birth, the pain relief and all that kind of thing, when she sort of started to come around a bit, one of the first things she says was, if anyone ever wraps his birthday presents up with Christmas presents, I'm going to kill him. So she wanted to keep it. It's his birthday and it's his Christmas. And to be fair, so far we've managed to keep it that way. So.
Well, that's good. That's good. And how old are your kids now?
Yeah, mine look after themselves now. Yeah. So Harry's 21, 22. So and then Ava's 17 in October, and Liam is 15. So there. Easy. Help yourselves, lads.
Off you go.
Help yourself. You know where the fridge
just
is.
Expensive.
You know where the
expensive
fridge
supermarket
is.
shops.
That's it. But then they say, it gets easier when they're older, and it doesn't.
Different challenges, isn't it?
Yeah, different. Yes, exactly.
That's it. Different.
Yeah. Certain things are easier. Certain things are slightly more challenging.
Yeah,
definitely. Okay, we're approaching the end of the episode. We're going to fire some quick-fire questions at you, okay? First of all, Sam, what's the favourite save you've ever made?
Favourite save? Crew's up there, I think, for the moment. We spoke about it earlier. I think what it meant in the season. I've made a couple of important penalty-type saves, to be fair. Way earlier in my career, I made a save for Colchester in a penalty. We won the game 2-1, and we stayed up a few games later off the back of that. Just important moments. I've spoken about it before. I like when you make a save that is important at that time. Like technically, you can make good saves. Like last week at Donny, we were 3 we're 3-0 down.
Yeah.
And I made a good save later on in the game. Like technically, from a goalkeeping perspective, really good save, but it was 3-0 down, so it doesn't have that impact, you know. Like I said, the crew one. I think people will say about the Stockport one this year because that gets us the points in the last minute of the game. But yeah, generally any saves that kind of have impactful, you know, something have impacted the game really.
Yeah, Colin.
Same as Sam. I wouldn't say it's a favourite. It's the moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think there's probably a couple standouts, a couple of penalties I saved against Chelsea in the FA Cup at Stamford Bridge that we ended up getting a draw, so we got a replay, and then the probably big standout one was Wolves away for Birmingham. I think we ended up keeping it, and I think it was 0-0 at half time. I made 4 or 5 saves, and then it was 2-2. Was it 2? Yeah, it was 2-2. We scored a late goal to make it 3-2. They got a 95th minute penalty, and this is like 2 games before the end of the season.
Wow!
Saved the penalty. And then the following week, obviously, we won and we got promoted to the Premier League. So it was, as Sam said, I think it's the moment.
Big moment.
Rather than, I could probably look back, what a save or whatever, but I think it's the moment that is what you remember rather than the actual save.
Yeah. Okay. What's the best goal you've witnessed live on the pitch?
I couldn't tell you.
The one that comes to mind for me is Cookie's
I would have said
volley
just
against
Cookie.
Port Vale on Boxing Day. It
yeah.
was Port Vale, wasn't it? I'm right there, yeah. The left-footed
By the dugout.
shin
By the dugout.
from
Well, it wasn't far from the dugout. Was it?
by the dugout.
It was towards the dugout.
Left-footed,
Incredible,
wobbly, shinny, horrible effort that goes in off the underside of the bar, and it's him like all over. Like we talk about moments. He's like a big moment guy. Like you know, we all saw when he came back the other week. It was just like written for him, and then like when he does things like that, you know, because everyone talks about how good he's in the air and the things that he does with the goals he scores with his head, but you forget that he's capable of things like that as well. I can remember that game and thinking, like, oh my God, what's just happened there? Like, how has he done that?
Yeah.
You know, like he's just rifled it in from 40 odd yards with his left foot.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Easy. What about you, Colin?
I'd probably go Cookie as well, but standout for me there was going back to the Wolves game. So we had Wolves on, I think, Sunday, and then the following week was Sheffield Wednesday at home. We went down to 10 men early and thinking, oh no, a bit like, we got to win this or we could blow it. And then Seb Larsson scored a goal that from her own half just dribbled down the right wing, past about 6 or 7 players and slotted it in. And again, I think that was just a moment from being on the pitch, and it was phenomenal. Palace lost the next day, so we actually got promoted. Went on all week, and then played Preston to win the league. Gaffer played. We lost 1-0, so the Gaffer lost me a league title basically.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did he score the goal?
No, I don't know. I'm sure the Gaffer played. I'm pretty certain the Gaffer played. Yeah, he did. So could have won a championship title, but
He took it off you.
the Gaffer took it off me.
Damn it. Bradford fans have seen some incredible last-ditch challenges and blocks. What's the best one you've seen in a game you were part of? Last-ditch challenge and block.
Well, I think the worst one.
Mm-hmm.
It's genuinely the Jack's effort at clearing that cross from Swindon.
Is that the one where the Swindon players then celebrated?
The whole day, and then like the ebbs and the flows. Obviously, we go 2-0 up early, which is red card, and then we were still up 2 or 3 times. I think we were 4-3 up going into the last.
Didn't we score from like 3 throw-ins?
Yeah.
We never knew Brad Halliday had a long throw by the way.
Brad, we didn't.
For some reason, Brad.
There's so many.
About 2 games in the season, we find out Brad's got a long throw. Cheers, Brad.
We scored 3 goals from it. Cam scored a hat-trick that day.
Yeah.
That goes under the radar.
Yeah.
And then we obviously everything that happened. And then you know what I loved, and it's a measure of Jack as a lad, because obviously he's swiped at the clearance that's gone in. And lost the game. There was so much emotion involved in that, and obviously the Swindon lads gave him a bit of stick for that.
Yeah.
Jack's a pretty chirpy guy on the pitch. There was a bit of to and fro, and they gave him a bit of stick. And then I'm pretty sure the day after we go up, he puts the little social media post out.
Cheers, lads.
Cheers, lads. Enjoy League 2 next year. Like, I love it because that's what it's like. If you give it like that, they've given it to him badly.
Exactly.
For me, on the day, I didn't see it on the day because my head was buried on the floor, so I couldn't believe what happened. But when you look at the picture, it's not that's not something that I'd want like our lads to do. I didn't agree with that at the time, so I was fully on board with him enjoying that moment after the season was done.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing him in a few weeks actually because he was good value for us last year, wasn't he?
Apart from that one moment.
When he followed it.
Yeah. It was good on the Insta. Any others that come to your mind, Colin?
I can think probably out here actually.
Okay.
We played Yorkshire. We played Sheffield United here. My first spell, and I remember. I think it was a 1-on-1. I ended up sort of getting something on it, and it goes all. It's sort of still going towards the goal, but it's bounced and it's looped up towards the goal, and somehow Matt Kilgallen comes in, slides, and hooks it like mid-air. Then Killer was a stiff man, by the way. Matt Kilgallen. Don't know how he got his leg up and just cleared it out, and I ended up picking up whatever. But that was probably one of the best clearance I've seen live or been involved in from a football.
It's so good though as a goalie in that when you like the ball's gone past you and you think and you get that immediate it's gonna go in, and then out, like something happens out of nowhere and it's just like it's good as a save, isn't it?
I made a save, but Kilgallen applauded.
Yeah.
No,
this is it.
You got something on it. You got something on it, didn't we? Got something on it, but it was it.
Which match would you call the best game of your career so far?
In terms of my own performance, or
could be.
Well, if the best game of my career so far is the Fleetwood game, like without fail. And I think that's fair. I'll be really fortunate and very grateful to experience anything like close to what that felt like again. But you like across your career, you have games as a goalie where obviously you're needed to be called upon. I can remember a game years and years ago with Colchester on, I think it was New Year's Day at Milton Keynes, and like 7-8 saves. It was pouring with rain. You come off caked in mud, and they're good days really. Because I always say before, like I say to the lads all the time, you don't want your goalie to be busy really. You don't want your goalie to be talked about, because if your goalie's talked about, then it means you're having to make saves and you're under the cosh a lot as a team. But it's nice when if you are needed for those days where you have to make like a string of saves and keep your team in it. It's kind of nice to be there for them really.
I always think, because I used to play in goal for my school team. This is going back into like medieval
You're
times.
in the goalie union then.
Yeah. Thanks very much. Thanks very much. I was not very good.
You requested this, didn't you?
Exactly. But my mind used to wander and if I didn't have anything to do, I'd be like thinking about anything else, and then suddenly they'd scored, and I'd be like, oh, I did not even realise they were in this half of the pitch.
Anywhere near you,
Is it hard? I mean, you're a professional, you're both professional, but I would imagine sometimes your mind gets taken off, or you hear something from the crowd, or...
Yeah, it's the art of it though, isn't it? It's particularly as you get older and you play more games and you get a bit more experience, you sort of, know that you might need to be there at any given moment really.
Yeah.
And I think nowadays as well, we went back to like the way goalkeepers distribute now, and you're kind of in the game a lot more. Quite a lot as a goalkeeper nowadays with back passes and even if it's, I always say like if with young lads and young goalkeepers, like if you're communicating in some way, even if you're talking, like it's still something. Yeah. You're still engaged in some capacity.
It keeps you focused. By speaking, it just keeps you focused in the game, doesn't it? Yeah. Whether you're not doing it now, but you're still talking, communicating, it keeps you involved somehow. So
it's definitely a skill in itself.
Yeah, I can imagine it definitely is. Now we often see subs making a big impact in games. Best example of fresh legs you've ever seen? Fresh legs. Who's the best fresh legs as a sub?
Fresh legs.
I'm thinking United for you.
If you go super sub, I'm going Ole Gunnar. Ole Gunnar was the super sub, wasn't he?
Proved it a fair few times. Champions League comes to mind.
But then if you're going City, like again we go back to the Fleetwood game. Did Laps not come on on that day? Was he not a sub late in the game? Like last.
I think he might have been. Yeah.
5-10 minutes or so.
Statman over there.
Statman over there. So
Can we confirm that? Because
we're checking at the moment. We're checking.
I'm pretty sure
he was.
He came on late in the game.
He did come on.
And as I went back to with the Sarcevic 90+6, it's Laps that hits the shot, and that is a big moment. Yeah.
Yes,
confirmed?
we have had it confirmed. Yes.
So
yes.
we'll go with Lapsley for that moment as well. Lapsley or Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Well, so one thing I was going to ask you about as well on the sidelines is, and I've seen you with your set pieces, with your folder.
Flip chat.
Did you see Ruben Amorim? Did you think having the little chess pieces out, is that something that we're going to bring in at City at some point?
100% not. 100%.
You know?
No, that's for the gaffer. That's for the gaffer. No, I didn't like it, to be honest.
No.
I didn't. Well, obviously didn't work, whatever he was
it didn't.
taking. So,
and I think the thing with it was because it was Grimsby and the difference between the two teams, and you just open yourself up for
that.
Like you shouldn't
A
have to worry about that. You know?
Like, memes.
Because the amount of stuff we've seen online afterwards was scary.
Yeah,
it was piddling down and rain and everything. It's just it was a bad night.
It was a bad night. I won't end it on a negative, but we'll say, if you could stop the world at any moment and pause time just to take it all in, what would that moment be and why? I'll come to you first, Colin.
I'd have to go last day of the season. That's what mine would be out there. You're not going to say that as well, are you?
It definitely would be though. I think a lot of people, we reference it a lot, but it was just so. You're never
insane.
Like the script was.
It was
bonkers, and there was so much going on at that moment where you couldn't take it all in. So it'd be good to go back and see, like Skip running down the line, the fans flying in from every angle, the different players' reactions.
But where would you pause it? That's what I want to know. Where would you pause it? The goal
with the crowd on the pitch right at the end.
That's probably
or
where
you
I'd
pause it at about 1:30 in the morning when it was full blown.
In the Irish bar, it was class. That was a top night. But yeah, I'd probably say been out there when the goal went in and seen everyone's reaction, that pause and then looking around and see it was people were crying. My lad was crying when Sars missed that chance. Don't mind when we scored. So
I think there were a few people in tears on that.
So yeah, I'd have to say that.
It all turned out okay.
It did turn out very well in the end.
It was meant to be, wasn't it?
It was meant to be.
Special.
Guys, thanks so much for being with us on the podcast. It's been fantastic chatting to you. Goalkeepers Union. I think there's a podcast just in Goalkeepers Union.
Well, we said that, didn't we? This is the soft launch of our podcast career.
Yeah. And there's definitely
next?
there's definitely something there. I think you could
it's quite niche, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the greatest thing about podcasts. There's always got to be something niche.
We've got a very goalkeeping specific. Golfing goalkeepers, something like that.
Golfing
goalkeepers that golf.
We could start like a golf trip. Go around and
with our gloves.
If anyone
on.
wants to sponsor us, and go like,
play golf in the gloves.
Oh yeah.
We'll do a review on golf courses.
Foot golf. There's foot golf. You could have a go. No, it's not very good though.
Nah, proper golf.
Proper golf.
We're playing proper golf if we're doing something like that.
Proper golf in warm weather.
There you go. Goalkeepers at golf coming
soon.
2026.
There we go. You heard it here first.
2030, mate.
You heard it here first. Look out for that podcast coming in your feeds very shortly. But thanks very much for being with us. Really appreciate your time. We hope you enjoyed episode 2 of Bring On The Bantams, the official Bradford City AFC podcast, brought to you by our official UK betting partner, SBK. And don't forget, of course, to like, subscribe, give us 5-star Apple, Spotify reviews, all of that gubbins. And we'll catch you again on the next episode.